professor feel to it.
Yeah, it's got an almost improvisational tone.
This semester on Stat 201, prepare yourself for YouTube, because we're all zoomed out. Kahoots and special guests, Tiny Brian, Puppet Shark, Evil Moobot,
I am Moobot.
Morty the Rabbit, and more. Super Statistics Bros.
Hey, how's everyone doing right now? Have we seen Puppet Shark? Yeah. We've seen Puppet Shark and Tiny Puppet Shark. Yeah. Tiny Puppet Shark's always here. Wow, we got the best Kahoot code I've ever seen. 788-7777. You think I'm lying about that right here? I would never lie about Kahoot codes. Kahoot code in the background, 788-7777. If we had gotten like 777-7777, I'd have been best Kahoot code ever. How's everyone doing tonight? I see here we got Martha here. Good to see you, Martha. Elizabeth's here. We got people joining the Kahoot. Lovely Elephant, Dazzled, Penguin. Everyone's joining in. Love it. Join on in. Join the Kahoot. $100 in prizes. $50 first prize. $30 second prize. $20 third place. If you win, make sure to email me. I've never had issues where NAH, good to see you here. Good to see you. Marjorie, good to see you here. I want to get like 200-300 people playing Kahoot. Can we get 200-300? I want to see 200-300. We've had 200-300 in the past. And the people say the Kahoot helps. Everyone's like, oh, the Kahoot really helped me. Because I know what's on the test. Brian sees the test. And then he writes Kahoots that are meant to... Never done a Kahoot? Go to Kahoot.it. The instructions are at the top of the screen. Go to Kahoot.it. Speedy Puffin checking in right here. Oh, no. So you'll go to that. If we do get to 200 people, then 5 bonus... If we get to 200 people, I'll throw you 200 bonus points. I'll throw you 50 right now. I'll throw 200 points when we get to 200. Make it happen on the next Kahoot. Tell people hashtag show up. I know it's Sunday night, but come on. Make it happen. Hashtag show up and get some points. Why not? Play some games. We're going to start here in 2 minutes. 2-minute timer on the clock. So 2-minute timer has started. We'll start here in 2 minutes. Make sure you're live, like live as you can get. 25 or 24 questions on the Kahoot. True, false is at the end. Lightning round. So if you are losing, there is a lightning round at the end. The Kahoot goes a little bit quicker, and we will explain some concepts. I'll try to explain them all. Ready for Mahomes to ball on some Saturday Night Football right there. I didn't see that. My team is not doing good. My team. It's like my water. They're gone. NA, you kill me, NA. Hey, Brian, notice all the blue names. Mine isn't. Yes. If you want a blue name, join in. Because, Matthew, I think you're in another section, right, Matthew? I'll find a way to get you a blue name. I don't email me on your UTK account, and then we'll try to get you a blue name. So I mod people when we're in class. That way I know it's a student. We'll get you a blue name. So message me and then join in a stream, maybe like an office hours, and be like, send me an email or a Discord message, and we'll get you a blue name, just in case. My Falcons got destroyed. No, Falcons in fantasy football right here. You could. Panels section represent. Yes. Who's my team? Any team Brady's on. I've never done the Smash Bros with this on the screen. You know, it is evening, so we got to do it right. Make it happen. Looking like evil there. I had a pins right up at the top. We're about to start here in just a minute. Had a HEB granola bar. Chelsea's making some food. So tell me whether they're doing on the computer or the phone. How are people doing? Nudie, a little more time on the clock. Let's put a vote in right here. Brady threw 5 touchdowns. Psh, he's Brady. What do you expect? Man, I wish I'd gotten Brady in both leagues. Start now or wait. I'm gonna let you pick. We'll do like another 2 minutes, or let's ask the community. Vote now. If it's like 70% start now, then we'll start now. How are people doing? So go to kahoot.it on your phone or your computer. Probably best to do it on your phone and watch on your computer. Number one way to play this is to have it on your computer and then be on your phone, and you get to play along while you're watching. So you just watch on the computer and then you play. It's like a 5. It's a good representation. People are saying now, so we're gonna start here in 30 seconds. I'm gonna put 30 seconds on the clock. 30 seconds on the clock. It's now. The pin is on the screen. Make sure to get the pin. So go to kahoot.it. That'll bring you to the thing, and then go to the pin on the screen. Just seconds left. The Kahoot is there is multiple choice numeric entry. The exams are like the Canvas content. So please remember, hashtags show up to your classes, show up to panel's class, show up to Terry's class, show up to Janie's class, show up to everyone's class. Practice, practice, practice. And that's the bell. That means at the end of the song right here, we're starting the Kahoot, because I'm a little bit ahead of you in the future. Here we go. Time to start the Kahoot. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Heard the song a million times. Time to start the Kahoot. Let's do this. Get ready for some questions. Which of the following phrases helps us identify quantitative variables? So remember, quantitative variables are actual real numbers. We were talking about this during our review today. So you can think about, how would you know what a quantitative variable is? Well, you can subtract them. They are real numbers, but not everything that is numbers would be quantitative variables. Because you can do something like, what state were you born in, and give it a number. That doesn't make it an actual real number. Things like your height, your weight, your age, your GPA are all quantities, and you can say, how much is your height, weight, GPA? Those are all a how much. Things like what group is going to be categorical, and then which one would be identifier. Who can name those 3 types of variables in the chat again? You should know the 3 types. You should know those 3 types. We were doing review earlier. Oh, no worries. A lot of people, it's probably a close game right now. What are those 3 types of variables? Remember, we're here to review also, so I slowed down some clean questions. CQI, categorical quantitative identifier. Check out the review from earlier. Lots of great stuff. Who's in the lead right here? Some 20 points right here. Let's check it out. Snowy Turtle slowly crawling their way into the lead right there. Got some glowing ibex there, but man, this is a close game. And there's some huge points at the end. Ashley right there. There's the code 7887777. There are some big points at the end, so don't leave. The whole thing could go crazy at the end with the lightning round. The last 5 questions are lightning round. Thank you so much right there. You are correct. Thank you so much, Colt. 50 points. I didn't even notice that. But I had apparently lowered my mic about 2 or 3 volumes. So does it sound better now, everyone? Colt, thank you so much. Colt was probably right. I noticed I looked over, and because sometimes it's not me. Sometimes it's not me, and Colt was right. Thank you very much right there, Colt. I had somehow lowered the microphone on that side. Way better. Another 20 points, Colt right there. Thank you so much, Colt right there. I didn't even notice I had hit the mic button. Thank you, Caroline. Appreciate that. Let's check out the next question. Here we go with the next Kahoot question. The University of Tennessee uses student ID numbers, example 239. That's not one, but to track you in a database. What type of variable is this? Your student ID number. Your student ID number. So when we say student ID, we mean something that cannot, will not ever repeat. It can't stop. It won't stop. It's not going to repeat. And it's something that cannot, will not ever repeat is a what? It's a unique type of categorical. It is categorical. We should almost make that another question, another point right there, but it's not. It's a unique type of categorical known as identifier. A unique type. Jace got those hints right there. Great job, Jace, right there. 20 points, Jace goes. So keep staying in. Don't leave. If you're not getting the questions right, you can still learn and get the points. Identifiers are unique categorical variables that cannot, will not ever repeat. If something repeats, it's not an identifier. Because what do identifiers do? Who knows what identifiers do? Just go crazy, chat. What do you think identifiers do? What do you think an identifier does?
Wow.
They identify. That's just like, that's the point of it. And if it repeats, it can't identify. So we can't have an identifier repeat. It never repeats. That's one thing it does. And by never repeating, it identifies things. So it's a unique group of one that never repeats and identifies. Who's in the lead? Ooh. Craziness on the board right there is glowing ibex. Hangs on to lead right there. Phone number would be right. So phone number is a weird one. Great answer is Matthew right there. Usually we think of identifiers as like maybe someone's social security number is a good identifier, maybe someone's student ID number is an identifier, or VIN numbers on a car or license plate on a car. So VIN, probably the VIN number on a car is a better than license plate, because license plates might eventually repeat if like one goes out of circulation. So the VIN, which is vehicle identification number, is probably, or your street address, like, because you can't have two repeat street addresses. Like if you do everything, if you say like, I'm at 484 Lane Pike, blah, 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 you know, it can't repeat, because then how could they deliver mail if a mail address is repeated? Does that make sense, Matthew? Matthew, great answers right there, 20 points. So phone numbers is a weird one, because if two people share the same phone number, it wouldn't be that good of an identifier, but phone numbers could be used to identify, so they could be. Zip codes can be used as identifiers. You just have to be careful, because if people are reporting what zip code they are in, it would not be an identifier. Like if I say I'm in zip code 37916 and you're in zip code 37916, then it's not an identifier. But if a zip code is used in a way like an identifier, like the Postal Service has a list of places they deliver mail to by zip code, it could be. So I don't think zip code's a great one. It could be used as one. Can an identifier be used in a histogram? Good question, Kayla. We do not graph identifiers. We do not want to graph identifiers. Identifiers are something we don't make graphics of. 50 points in the chat. Put this, because I know it's on the test maybe somewhere at some point for some people, because there's different versions of the test. We do not make graphics with identifiers. Could an variable be non-numeric like an email address? Yes. Great answer, Sam, right there. We do not make graphics with identifiers. We do not make graphics with identifiers. You don't make graphics with identifiers. Even if they look like numbers, where like someone's social security number, not going to make graphics with that. Don't make graphics with identifiers. I'm going to repeat it enough. So let's check out that next question right here and see. Thank you so much, Brianna, right there. Earning the points for everyone right there. Let's check out the next question. Here we go. How does a normal probability plot determine if a distribution is normal? Oh, and we see a normal probability plot right here. This was something we reviewed at the end. Please tell me Brian selected the right one. There's a new question added on to here. Oh, please tell me. I check over these at all times. It's so easy to make a mistake. I know the right answer, but do you know the right answer? How do we know if the normal probability plot is normal? How do we know? The distribution follows the line. So the distribution follows the line. When you look at a normal probability plot right here, this one is bent, and the histogram is not normal right here. The histogram is also skewed. And look at this. Here's the red line. Now, what is the name of the other thing for 100 points where we see if the p-value is below 0.5 or not? So when we look at the p-value and we're testing normality, we're seeing how good the normal curve fits on it. Who knows the name of the other sort of test we're doing? The goodness of fit test. The goodness of fit test. The goodness of fit test is to see if a normal curve would fit on top of this. And what do you think the p-value would come back for this? If we did a goodness of fit test on this, the p-value would come back very what for this? If we tested this to see if it was normal, the p-value would come back very low. And these are review questions. So at this point, and if you don't know what's going on here, please ask. But there are three ways we check normality. One, you can look at the histogram. That doesn't look unimodal and symmetric. Two, you can look at the normal probability plot. And the normal probability plot, if it follows the normal, will follow the straight line, which this does not. But the final way to check is with the goodness of fit test. And the goodness of fit test, if we have data that looks skewed, will come back with a low p-value. This is the end of chapter 5, and we were covering it during the review just a little while ago. Why would it be low? Because we reject the null, and the null is that it's normal. More on that to come, and this is a big review right here. This is a bigger concept that will take more time. But with this right here, it is very skewed, and we have strong evidence it's not normal. This low p-value means we reject the null that the data is normal. You see how it says values if normal? We are going to reject that idea and say it's not normal. But compare that right here. How does that histogram look? Normal or not normal? So this is just looking at the histogram. Does it look normal or not normal? How does that one look? Normal. So we could probably use the empirical rule. So how should the normal probability plot look? 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 The normal probability plot, which is a way to see if it's normal or not, should look along the line, which it does. And now the p-value when we test the normality with the goodness of fit test should be a high or low p-value. If it's high, we retain the null, which means we continue to believe it's normal. Or if it's low, we reject the null. When it's low, reject the null. And we would say, I have evidence it's not normal. So the p-value for this is going to be very, very high right here. And take a look. It's a very high p-value because we continue to believe that this data is normal. Good review stuff right here. This is the very end of chapter 5. People often forget this last part. The p-value is the probability of seeing what we saw with our distribution or something more extreme given the data is normal. So in this instance, a high p-value would have us continue to believe it's normal, Kayla. Does that make sense? Look at this. This has a high p-value, and we continue to believe it's normal. Compare that to this one right here, which looks very skewed, and the QQ plot looks very, or the normal probability plot has a lot of names. The normal probability plot does not follow the straight line, and the p-value is very low. This is scientific notation for a very, very small number. Yes, got it. There's what the number is, a very, very low p-value, having us reject the idea of it being normal. And that is the basic way for the goodness of fit test. We will do more statistical tests later on, but for the goodness of fit test, Kayla, 20 points right there. The ones that are normal will have a high p-value for a goodness of fit test. High p-value does not always mean, and great answers right there, low p-value is below 0.05. Caroline, excellent work. This, as you can tell, is a much bigger topic. Much more we can get into with it. So let's check out some new topics right here. Holy mackerel. That's crazy right there. Wow, that leaderboard just went crazy. Get ready for the next question. Here it comes. Which of the following graphics can be used for univariate categorical variables? Which of the following graphics can be used for univariate categorical? Univariate categorical data can be which of the following graphics? I'm adjusting the volumes. Oh, good right there. Look at that. So remember, you can make a bar chart of your favorite pies. So what's your favorite pie? Mine would probably be Oreo pie. So good. Or you make a pie chart of your favorite bars. What's your favorite bar? Gotta be Yacht Club, Barcade. So, knowing... Oh, no! Bar chart of favorite pies, pie chart of favorite bars. I want to see it in the chat. Remember that. Univariate categorical means you're asking someone one categorical question. So I'd have to say, what is your favorite pie? What's your favorite pie right now? Just tell me. Gotta remember this example. Gotta be like bar chart of favorite pies, pie chart of favorite bars. Because those two are connected right there. Apple pie right there. That's a great pie right there. Pecan pie, excellent pie. Key lime pie. Ooh. Key lime pie could win out. Good key lime pie might beat out some Oreo pie right there. Pumpkin pie, pecan pie, chocolate pie. Look at all these answers. All of these answers right here are what? You never know if you're going to be at the yacht club. You never know. Gotta be in Knoxville though to do that. All of these answers are what? All of these answers are what? Tuna? I don't know about that, Liam. All of chicken. Ooh, chicken pot pie. Ooh. We've had a lot of chicken pot pies. All of these answers are categorical because histograms and box plots are for what data? Histograms and box plots are for what data? Ditto, I am jealous, ditto. Carrot cake's good. Is carrot cake pie or cake? Carrot pie? Exactly. These are a switch. Histograms and box plots go together. Remember, we graph our histograms and box plots together. You can look at some data right here, and you see a histogram and a box plot. That's for quantitative because we're asking how many pets do you own. So that's quantitative right there. Let's see who's in the lead. Make sure to take the notes on what we use for categorical, what we use for quantitative. And if you haven't been to our streams, I'm going to show you our favorite graphic. It's my favorite. My favorite person wrote this out for us. But take a screenshot of this right now. You can pause the screen. You can screenshot it. But this is how all the different things are. Like down here is bivariate categorical. Over there is bivariate categorical quantitative. Is a pie a casserole? A casserole pie? Oh my, I don't know, Marjorie. Marjorie, 20 points asking the big questions about life. But make sure to select what is needed right here. We don't do, great question, Ashley. We don't do logistic regression in this class, but logistic regression would be a categorical Y with a quantitative X, and then no one likes ring charts. Sorry, ring charts, but my favorite song, but no one likes ring charts. No one likes ring charts. Not even me. Glowing Ibex still in the lead right here. It's better not to think about it. Ben. Better not to think about that right there. Next question coming up. Let's see who's going to be in the lead right here. No one likes ring charts. Ring pops, not ring charts. Which of the following displays bivariate categorical? Ooh, if you watch that graphic. Bivariate categorical is which of the following? Bivariate categorical. We heard some terms today during the review that we'll hear tomorrow. Oh, your fiance's a big ring charts fan? Maybe like, Chelsea, do you like ring charts? She didn't hear me. Like Garrett to come here, like, Chelsea. So the answer is mosaic plots and contingency tables. Good answers right there. Good stuff. Good work. So this is from the graphic I just showed you, and these two are best buds right here because the mosaic plot is going to show you like the visualization of it. Here, let's go see one real quick. Just so you can put the words to graphics. We did this example earlier. We talked about if you attend the reviews and the probability of you making an A. So you have to ask someone, did you attend the review? Yes, no. And did you make an A? Yes or no. And you can see over here people who attended the review, which I hope 94.12% of them made an A. And this is a what distribution right now? To say 94.12% of the people who attended the review made an A is a what distribution? Of the people who attended the review, 94.12% of them made an A. That is a what distribution? We'd find this from 80 divided by 85, right? Attended the review, made an A. It's conditional. Great job right there. That is a conditional distribution. And it's 80 divided by 85. 80 of the 85 people right here. So that's the mathematics, if you want to check your mathematics. And you can see this is the contingency table. That's the mosaic plot, 2 categorical variables. You see the other ones right here, time plots and scatter plots. The only difference between a time plot and a scatter plot is that a time plot is going to have on the x-axis a time variable. So a time plot has on the x-axis, we took so many notes today, a time plot has on the x-axis a variable that is time scaled. So you'll see right here, a scatter plot is 2 quantitative variables. Yep, I'll be posting it in a little bit here. Yep. Is the exam set up like it's, yep, they're from Canvas content questions. So you're seeing a lot right here. Yep. Great job, everybody. Excellent questions, excellent answers. So we got this, and let's see who's in the lead. Can Glowing Ibex hang on to that lead? Just barely. Glowing Ibex, let's see. Red Unicorn? My vote's on Happy Bunny. Who'd you think I'm going to vote for when Happy Bunny's here? Happy Bunny, you got this. Do it for Jolly. Do it for Morty. Let's see this right here. Here we go with the next question. Do it for Jolly. Do it for Morty. Find the IQR of the distribution. Little small. Why you do that to me? Kahoot. But you can still see it pretty clearly. Sorry if that's a little bit small. But if you're looking for the IQR, you're just looking for the what? Yep, I'll be posting a little bit here. When you're looking at the IQR, you're just looking at... I'll post in a little bit here, Lauren. You got it. The IQR is just the what of the what. People are getting their answer. The IQR, and sorry, it's a little bit small. I'm hoping my graphics aren't too small for the rest of this. The IQR is just the what of the what. And I'll zoom in on the next one. The IQR is just the what of this. Oh no, Jillian. Q3 minus Q1, but the IQR is the what? You are correct. It's the box of the box plot. Mom, a great answer right there. It's the box of the box plot. And it's the middle 50%. It's the box right here. So let me zoom in on this. It's that box right here. So this right here, this box right here, Q3 minus Q1 is the IQR. I think we might have a few smaller pictures. Sorry about that. Could, I think, update a few things, but it'll only be a few. Let's go on to the next question. So people got the IQR right there. Oh! Where'd Happy Bunny go? Let's find out. Oh no, is that you, CC? CC, you got this. Good job right there. Here we go to the next question. Let's find out who's going to win. The group of individuals or things we want to understand is the what? What is the group of individuals or things we want to understand? So a statistic is what you collect from a sample. A parameter is what you want to understand about a population. Samples are basically smaller parts of populations. Like you take a sample from a population. A statistic is your estimate of a parameter. I really like this way it's ordered because samples are the... Oh, A lot of people said sample. The group of individuals you collect data on is the sample. Happy Bunny is in 20th. Happy Bunny, you got this, Happy Bunny. Someone who's in last place disliked it. Sorry, last place. They said, I'm losing. Dislike. Bye. So we have right here that the group of individuals we want to understand is the population. The sample is what we take to understand the population. And then we get a statistic from our sample. And then, last but not least, the statistic will be used to estimate the what. The statistic would be used to estimate the what. Yep, it'll be posted later, you bet. And the statistic will be used to estimate the what? The statistic will be used to estimate the truth, which is the parameter of interest. So the parameter is what we want to understand, which is something about the population. So if I told you, I want to know how well my reviews help all students, be very careful. I want to know how well the reviews help. That's what I'm interested in. Is Brian interested in a sample, a statistic, a population, or a parameter? Brian wants to understand how well his reviews help students. Brian is trying to measure a what right now? That's what a parameter is. So what would be? It'd be a parameter. Brian wants to know how well his reviews help all students. That's the parameter of interest. What would be the population? What is the population? What would be the population? The students, correct? It would be the students who I want my reviews to help. Does that make sense? It'd be the students, like all students, not just the ones like I survey, because I'm going to go out and I'm going to talk to now 100 students. And the 100 students is my what? The 100 students I go out and talk to are the what? The 100 students I go out and speak to are my sample. And then maybe I do a test with them where I give them 50 of them like an advanced review and I give 50 of them no review. That'd be mean. I can't really do this. But that would give me a what? When I look at the difference between the students, I would get a statistic. And that statistic I get for how much my reviews are helping would be used to estimate the what. This statistic I get for how well my reviews are helping from the 100 students would be my estimate for the what. So when I talk to 100 students and I do this test right here with them, that's going to help me estimate the truth for the population parameter, which is the true difference for all students. Like, are my reviews really helping? Does that make sense right there? What a statistic is? A statistic is from a sample used to estimate the truth for a population. Yeah, the one we want, and exactly what we want to understand is going to be the whole population. So the group we collect data on is going to be a sample. So if we said the group of individuals we collect data on, that's a sample. The group of individuals or things we want to understand, like the whole group of them, is going to be the population of interest. Or like population of interest is just some nice words you can toss on the end. Excellent work right there. Good review of these. Make sure you know what the terms mean. They will come up later. Very important. Good use for future stuff. Dynamic snail. Never do accents or try to do accents. You'll just give yourself accents you don't even know what they are. Let's continue on to the next question. Here we go. Question number 8. Which variable is a special case categorical variable? You got this. You know this. 20 seconds on the clock. You're like, wait a minute, where's my time? It's because you know it. Dynamic Sneal right there. Dynamic Sneal knows it. I just go in and out. The answer is identifier. Identifiers are special case categorical variables. They're groups of one. They cannot, will not, ever. What? They can't stop. They won't stop. They're never going to do this. You know what identifiers not going to do. What are identifiers not going to do? They're never going to repeat. Identifiers are never, ever, ever going to repeat. That's not what they're going to do. They're not going to do that. We're not going to make graphs from them either. Next question. Here we go. Dynamic Sneal still in the lead. Only to go not too far behind. Who's going to win? Let's find out. Remember, there is lightning round at the end, so things are going to get crazy for those last few questions with double points. Don't leave. Time plots are special case. This is a good review right here. Everyone is unique if they are identifiers. The graphic doesn't matter, even though it's really small. It's an example of two of these, two time plots being plotted together. So that's actually a bivariate or trivariate, multivariate display of data. But time plots are special case. This is where we review. Time plots are special case whats? So if you notice, there are two quantitative variables here, making it a special case scatter plot. Time plots are special case scatter plots. Oh man, yeah, the review. I hope the review really helped, and I know what's on the test, and maybe I try to put my reviews towards what's on the test. So yeah, we did a lot of review earlier. Time plots are special case scatter plots. That's pretty much all I can say on that. What kind of variables do histograms and dot plots display? We should know these pretty quickly. Nice, Josh. You got this, Josh. Here's 100 points for Josh. Josh, positivity right there. Love it. So histograms and dot plots are both quantitative, univariate quantitative, and the mosaic plots are bivariate categorical. We've done a lot with those graphics. This review, yep, it'll be on the channel and posted later. Check it out. Who's in the lead? Is it still Dynamic Sneal? Dynamic Sneal, no! Agile Cheetah's gonna... What happens if I click that? I shouldn't click it. I don't know. Not gonna click it. I think it deletes you. Thank you so much, CC, right there. Here we go with the next question. Let's find out who's gonna win. Which distribution has the biggest range? Make sure to look in closely right here. Which distribution has the biggest range? Be very careful. I tried to trick someone with this, and they said, aha, I know you're trying to trick me. You can't trick me. Which distribution has the biggest range? Oh, you're going to hate me after this. Get ready for a leaderboard shakeup. Get ready. Oh, Jace. Jace, what did you just see? Jace just saw it. Anytime you're doing range... Anytime you do range, what should you look for? Anytime you do the range, you should always look for what? Anytime you do range, you should always look for what? I'm going to throw out 100 points. This is, I wish I could put text on the screen. Oh, wait, what wrong button? This is you when you don't see the outlier. Don't forget those outliers. Don't forget those outliers. Did someone deserve that? Let me see. Oh, that's okay. Don't need, it'll be nicer. Don't, I think they're just meaning in good faith. Brian is a meme 24/7. Very true. Very true. I think they were just being having a little too much fun. It's all right there. We keep it PG right here. We keep it PG. Yeah, don't forget the outliers. Sorry about that, but do not forget the outliers. So please do not forget those outliers. Do not forget those outliers. Do not forget those outliers. I want for 100 points. Don't forget outliers in the chat. 100 points right here. Don't forget outliers. I think the person was having fun. So Mod, don't worry. I think it's all right. It's okay. Mod's doing a good job. Don't forget outliers in the chat. I want to see everyone. We don't forget about those outliers. You don't forget about outliers. I'm not going to forget about outliers. We got those outliers. Mubot, you going to forget about outliers? Mubot, where you at? You going to forget about outliers?
I am Mubot.
I think he's saying yes. 100 points right there. We're not going to forget about those outliers. Good stuff going on right here. Leaderboard. Ooh, Elated Goat didn't forget about those outliers right there. Elated Goat knows not to forget about outliers. Don't forget about those outliers when you're doing the range. Easy way to lose points on the test. Oh, yeah, Matthew, we should do more Twitch stuff. I should. I've always wanted to do that. And then the money I give away from here is the money I get on YouTube. So I do make a little bit of money. Like I've shown people how much money I make. I promise you it's not a lot, like a couple $100s a year. And then I give away a lot of it. So like probably I give away more than that. Like, cause yeah. But if you ever want to, if we ever stream on Twitch again, we'd be honored to get people's Twitch subs. And there's the code right behind me right there. But yeah, we should maybe do more Twitch sub. If we could get people watching the Twitch and subbing, I'd do it. But you know what's better than Twitch right here? It's the next question. Let's do this. What is the best measure of spread for this distribution? You should know it. Don't worry, it's small. You can still tell that that distribution is skewed. And when you see that that distribution is skewed, you say, where's the music? There's the music. I have no idea what's going on. You would sub. That's awesome. We do have Stat2 on Twitch. I should do it again. I had problems with streaming it and restream and stuff like that. If you know someone who streams on Twitch a lot, I might need to talk to them. Like if you know Moist Critical or people like that and you want to send them over my way, Be like, hey, Charlie, go talk to Brian. He needs your help streaming on Twitch. Yeah, sure. Oh, no. Well, the good news. Oh, what happened right here? I see what happened. Why did people pick median? Why did people pick median? Median is not a horrible answer. But why did people pick median right here? It's the center. This wants the spread, though, because we were rushed. So really what's really great right here is you see the median and the IQR are together in one spot. I'm going to show you a cheat that you have on the test. So on the test, I want you to notice something. What do you notice about when you look at output? If you ever get output on the test, what do you notice? The median and the IQR. Just take a look. They're in the same spot. And then the mean and the standard deviation are in the same spot. Does that make sense? A great job right there, Michael, right there. You are correct. They're in the same spot. Oh, no worries, Ditto. No worries, Ditto. Great job, Ditto. So you see that the mean and the standard deviation are in the same spot. Median isn't a measure of spread, correct? Because the measures of, here, we'll put some notes on this. Spread is going to be standard deviation or the IQR, and center is going to be the median or the mean. And you can see which ones go together. I've highlighted them together. Here, we'll just give it the same color. The IQR is the range of the middle 50%, which in this instance is 2, because Q3 minus Q1. But remember that median is a measure of center, and IQR is a measure of spread, of how far out the middle 50% is. Median and mean is are measures of center. Correct job, Madison, right there. So good practice, tricking a few people here with these questions. So that means you're learning. I'm throwing 100 points. Do not worry if you get questions wrong. If you got every question right on this Kahoot, that might mean that this wasn't valuable to you. The more questions you get wrong, the more things you can write down to remember. So every time you get something wrong, that means you have a knowledge gap. So good job right there. Let's see who's in the lead, because they don't need this. It's the moral of the story. Just kidding. Elated Goat is in the lead. So here we are. Elated Goat, excellent work. Good to see you here, DK. Oh, how the tables turn. Let's find out who's going to win. Here we go. True or false? Outliers can make a strong correlation weak. Outliers can make the slope of a negative line positive. True or false? Outliers are like Superman. Anything is possible with outliers. So can outliers make a strong correlation weak? Superman's giving me hints right there. I was actually a little cough. It wasn't a like, I mean, but it could have been. But can outliers make a weak correlation strong correlation weak, a negative correlation positive, a negative positive correlation negative, a correlation that's flat positive, correlation that's flat negative, a correlation that's weak strong, correlation that's moderate strong, correlation that's negative positive? Outliers can do anything. Outliers can do anything. But wait, there's more. So I should wait until Brian gives these hints. Yeah, the hints are for if you take a moment, but if you're quick, you get the big points. With big risk, big reward. So outliers can do anything to correlation. Here, I'll show you a quick example over here on the main screen. We got a little correlation demo right here. I mean, boop. So if you have correlation right here, correlation is a measure of what strength for variables. Correlation is a measure of what strength. Correlation, which is measured by R, is a measure of what strength of data. Correlation is a measure of the what strength between two quantitative variables. Correlation is the measure, who knows in the chat, 20 points in the chat, who knows? Correlation, life quote, be like an outlier, you can do anything. Exactly. Correlation is a measure between two quantitative variables. Addy, great job right there. The relationship between two quantitative variables and the linear strength. This has a correlation of 0, but watch this. Now look at the correlation. It's closer to 1. And the closer it is to 1, the stronger the linear relationship. But check this out. Why does this right here have a relationship, but a correlation of close to 0? Why does this have a correlation of almost 0? There's the correlation value. And then CC's pointing it out. This has a correlation of close to 0, but has an association. It's just that it's not linear. So the correlation is close to 0. Does that make sense? But we also said that outliers can do anything, because maybe you have a correlation of 1, and then you have an outlier, and now the correlation is actually negative. Look at how we took a positive correlation of basically 1, which is perfect positive, and now the correlation is close to 0. I like to make it exactly 0. Oh, so close. No, we'll never get it. Oh, there we go. Perfect. I was going to like 2 more tries. But with this right here, from the review session, I know, right? So what can outliers do to correlation? You notice right now it was a positive, strong correlation. And then we have an outlier over here. Now the correlation is basically 0, or the correlation could go negative due to an outlier. So what do you notice that outliers can do to correlation? Outliers can do what to correlation? They can make it weak, strong, positive, negative, anything you want. Outliers ruin correlation. They can do anything. That's why we don't like them. Great job, Lena, right there. Another 20 points. Outliers can do anything. Let's see who's in the lead. Ooh, craziness. And remember, there's lightning round at the end. Outliers are boss right here. You bet. Justin. Here's some points for Justin right there. Sorry. Justin, your mom's right. Kahoot is wrong. Don't listen to Kahoot. Listen to your mom. Mom's greater than Kahoot. Outliers can dramatically impact the IQR. Hint, outlier kryptonite. So outliers can dramatically impact the IQR. True or false? The IQR is the middle 50%. Outliers are outside of the middle 50%. That's a hint. So oh my god. The IQR is the middle 50%. Outliers are outside the middle 50%. So outliers are not part of the middle 50%. They don't hang out with the middle 50%. They're outside of it. They're the outliers. So the answer is, can they dramatically impact the IQR or median? They cannot. They cannot. Oh no! Superman, kryptonite is Superman's kryptonite. Or that's, redundant right there, right? I should just win. You might win, Kelly. You never know. So think about this. When you have the middle 50% of your data or the median, like here, I want you to tell me what the median is. You ready? 1, 2, 5. These are the numbers. 1, 2, 5. What's the median? 1, 2, 5. What's the median? 1, 2, 5. What's the median? It's 2. What's the median? 1, 2, 10. 1, 2, 10. Hint, you can just keep saying the same number. What's the median? 1, 2, 100. That's how you do 100. You do jazz hands. 1, 2, 100. The answer is 2. So what have we just shown? That the median did not change as we were putting in an outlier. Does that make sense? And Kayla's saying, right, this is the test I need right here. Does that make sense that as we made something an outlier, the median was not impacted because the median is positional based? It's based on where the 50th percentile is. So if there's an outlier on the far end, it will not impact it. And that's what you have to do. Great job, Caroline. Excellent work. Just follow along with the examples right here. Jazz hands. Everyone just do some jazz hands in the chat right there. So the median IQR are not affected by outliers. And that's why we use it when the data is skewed. Jillian, great point right there. Because when the data is skewed, we use the median and outliers because they're not going to be impacted by the outliers. Yeah, thank you. No, sometimes I explain things well and sometimes not so well. Noble chicken. Great job. We salute you, sir. So I don't know. What is the Q3 in the data? Sorry, it's going to be a smaller graphic, but what is Q3? Matthew doing some jazz hands in the background right there. 20 points for Matthew. 20 points for Matthew. What is Q3? What is Q3? Q3 is the top of the box plot. Interesting things about this box plot. This is the number of pets people own. So you'll notice that the number of pets people own actually starts at 0, and you'll see that there are multiple observations at 0 because that's also where the 25th percentile is. So Q3 is where the top of the box plot is. Great job, everybody, right there. And this is where the minimum is. And this is also where the Q1 is. And that's the median. And the mean is actually shown in jump, and it's right there. And you can see that the mean is following the what of the data. Hence why we don't use it. The mean is following the what of the data. It's right this. The mean is following the what. You own 500 pets. That's insane. Laisha right here. I hope this is big enough. Sorry, it's so small. I hope that helps right there with seeing it. The mean follows the skew. For some reason, Kahoot made my graphics smaller. The mean follows the skew. Now, we're not going to use the mean here. You don't want to use the mean to talk about it because the mean is unreliable because the skew is increasing it. So Jump will actually show you the mean as a diamond for your analysis right there. Does that make so? The mean goes in the direction of the skew, which means here. Wait, I might actually be able to help. 2 seconds. I'm sorry. I hope that helps right there to make it bigger right there. Does that make sense? Oh, I know about Pokemon. I got 13 Oshawotts today, where they're called. No, so we use the median when the data is skewed. Does that make sense right there? So the proper measure, let's repeat this again. You ready? The proper measure for center to analyze this distribution will be the what? The proper measure of center to analyze this distribution, because it is unimodal right skew with outliers. The proper measure, thank you so much, Anastasia, right there. The proper measure of center is the median. The mean, which is observed right here, is unreliable because it's being increased by the skew. We can still find the mean, but it's unreliable. It's not a good idea right there. Oh, talking some Pokemon right there. Benjamin knows some Pokemon. And so right here, now if you do the proper measure of spread, the proper measure of spread will be what? I got 4 from the first 12. It was insane, Ditto. It was insane. 4 from the first 12, and I played for like 3-ish hours this morning. So, but my first 12, I got 4. I just never had that good of luck. My first one was it. Which question? The IQR is the proper measure of spread. The IQR is the proper measure of spread. It's just that the mean, if the data is skewed to the right, let me put it this way and write this down. You ready? If the data is skewed to the right, the mean will be higher than the median. If the data is skewed to the left, the mean will be lower than the median. Does that make sense? Who's following with that? If the data is skewed to the right, which this is, the mean will be higher than the median. Carolyn right there, thank you so much. Carolyn's helping explain too. This is good practice. This is why we pause on stuff, so keep asking those questions. Carolyn's giving some switchers, little Mean Girls in the plastic. Oh, my God, plastics from Mean Girls. Oh, that's awesome right there, Caroline. Great example. I'm throwing Caroline 100 points. I like the references and I like the examples. Caroline, amazing job. I think there's like 46-ish questions, a little over 40 questions on the exam. Let's find out who's going to win, though. Great examples, Caroline, in the chat. Bronze Lemur, gonna jump into the lead. Let's find out who's going to win next. Which of the following is not a condition for correlation? Calculating correlation coefficient, which is R. Ooh, got some positive correlation right here, 0.4. Correlation is 0, no correlation. Correlation negative, showing us the direction. The tighter it is around this is the strength, and the form right here is linear. There's no unusual features, no outliers. On Monday, you will learn QQ, straighten up, no outliers. QQ, straighten up, no outliers. QQ, straighten up, no outliers. And the answers are QQ. Oh, wait. Brian can't math and Brian can't spell. Brian really can't do much of anything. Just going to overuse this tonight. So the conditions are two quantitative variables, which you have to have a quantitative variable on the x and a quantitative variable on the y. Ditto's right, chant it, make sure you know it. And then you must have straight enough, which means a straight line goes through the data. And so you must then have no outliers, which means we don't want outliers. Because what can outliers do to your correlation? What can outliers do to your correlation? Why do you think you don't want them? Because what can an outlier, like, if you're like, oh, I've got basically no correlation right here. My correlation is basically 0. I've got here no correlation. Whoa! Anything. Anything is possible. QQ straight up, no outliers. Is that jazz hands? I don't know. Correlate QQ, two quantitative variables. Straight enough, straight line well approximates the relationship. Yep. And then chapter 6 is going to be a good review. And then no outliers means we want no outliers. Noble chicken. I promise you, with this lightning round coming up, don't leave. Probably don't chant it out loud. Chant it in your head. Like, if you start doing this, I'll know you're doing it. I'll be like, they're chanting QQ straight enough, no outliers. They know it. Next question. Here we go. What % of track runners are expected to run at a time of 290 or higher? It's time for chapter 5. What % of track runners are expected to run at a 290 or higher? 290 is right here. Sorry, I have to zoom in for a moment. 290 is right there. That is a z-score of -2. That is a z-score of -2. So you're trying to find the area above a z-score of -2. Sorry for the small graphics. Very sorry about that. Z-score of -2. Z-score of -2. Calling. Z-score of -2. What percent of time are higher than a z-score of -2? So that's a huge hint. Z-score of -2. Sorry, the graphic's small. We did a lot of these today during the review. A lot of these. Let's start showing how to do this right here. We'll start taking a screenshot. Blocking the screen. Sorry, the graphics might be a little bit small. Kahoot. You're welcome, Kayla. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, the graphics small. So with this right here, the z-score of -2. Great work. Oh, I wish they... Let me see. I have Kahoot Premium now. They should have that. So the first thing you want to do when you get graphics like this is to do what on them? There's a multi... Next time I might do the multi-answer. They allow multi-answer now. I'll try that out. You immediately want to start drawing on it. Draw this on your sheet of paper. On your scratch sheet of paper, start drawing it. This is what you're looking for, which looks like a lot of area. Great job, Megan, right there. Draw it, label it, and check this out. What percent of area is in between -2 and +2? What percent of area is between -2 and +2? I'll zoom in on the next one. I think next one might require zooming into. 95. And then we do what? And that's because 68, 95, 99.7. That's the area between 1, 2, and 3 standard deviations. And then we need to find the outside. And the outside is the remaining 5%. So we do 2.5. And probably the quickest way is to add across the arrows. Like that's one way right here to add the arrows up. Or you could just subtract from 100 2.5%. So you could say like 100 minus 2.5. That's another way. So there's a few ways to solve it. More than 80%. Nice, right there. I like it. 20 points right there. So this is one way to solve it right here. 68, 95, 99.7. 68, 95, 99.7. Those are the numbers you need to make sure you know. And there's other numbers we can use that also can help out. Next question. Here we go. Who's in the lead? It's anyone's game, I tell you. We need to teach... Oh, there you go. We'll teach them all. Just come here, practice. You got it. This is going to be tough. We're going to zoom in on the next one. I'm very sorry for it might being a small graphic. Kahoot, what are you doing to me? Here we go with the next question. Get ready to zoom in. What percent of the area on the graphic is shaded according to the empirical rule? What you doing, Kahoot? I was all ready to zoom in. What percent of area is shaded on this graphic according to the empirical rule? Hint, it's between 0 and 2. We're just talking about between 0 and 2. 0.15, 0.15, 2.35, 13.5, 34. Those are those. I'll put them in the chat here. Well, so while you're thinking this over, think -2, +2, half of that. I'm going to put these numbers in the chat here, Kayla. Go. I just remember those numbers lately. Yeah, it's super helpful. They're really helpful because we'll use z-scores in 320, 474, 479, 475. Z-scores are very important. And then we can use z-scores to figure out like a probability estimate, which we'll use for statistical tests. So this one, when you think about it, who figured it out? I was kind of mumbling it in the background. But who understands how this one works right here? This graphic right here is showing you half of what? So when you think about this, how do we do? Come on, like most people. Wrong button. What is going on right here with this? Who can explain how this works? Half of 95. Or Ashley. Ashley, great answer right there. Ashley's adding up the percentages where she knows 34 is here and 13.5 is here. And these are the numbers I was putting in the chat. And I can show you a graphic. I think I have this graphic still up. Here's the full curve broken down with all the numbers. So this is a much, and I'll vanish off the screen if you want to take a screenshot of it. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. Sometimes I do things. I'm going out on a limb. I'm taking some chances. What's life if you don't take chances? Ashley and Matthew, you're both mods now. So those are my taking chances for the night. We'll see if it comes back to bite me. Probably won't. Probably won't. This is recorded, so it can be reviewed later. You're welcome. No, I appreciate it. I just like you answering that many questions. You probably know some stats. You probably stat to one student. I'll take my chances on that. Someone's like, I'm gonna come here and answer every question right, and so here you become a mod. So here's another version of the graphic with more numbers broken down. Please take a screenshot of it if you want. So I'm just pausing on these screens so you can take a screenshot. This can help with the assignments. But here's the biggest thing. Who feels like, I want 2 or 3 people to tell me, do you feel really confident about this chapter? Who feels really confident about chapter 5? Like, who feels pretty good about it? Does anyone in the chat right now feel pretty good about chapter 5? And we're going to take advice from you. Olivia and Sydney and Bridget and Marjorie and Mohammed, how many times did you draw these things? Did you ever draw these things out? Did you ever draw your curves or write down your percentages? So everyone is saying they feel good on this. Did you ever draw these down? Did you write out these percentages? Did you do these things? Or what else did you do? Every single time, Kelsey says right there. Every time. Yeah. You got to write it down. And chapter 5, part 2 is pretty rough. I mean, I just memorized the numbers. Yeah, memorize numbers helped. So 0.15, 2.35, 13.5, 34. I used to have my students repeat it, and they'd have to come up to me at the end of class and repeat it until like get it. The memory can help right here. I started a ton while doing this problem. Yeah, this can help right here. Is draw it first, then you draw it first. And here's the thing. I need my pro tips thing. I need like a banner to come down and be like, pro tips with Brian. I don't know. I got to make that in After Effects. But I don't have After Effects up right now. If you have After Effects, help me make some. I know how to make stuff. I just need to work on it. And then, yeah, anyways. Okay. Anyways, pro tip, at the very start of this, at the very start of the test, you are allowed to write stuff down. You are allowed to write this out. And probably one of the easiest versions of it to write down is this with the 0.15, 2.35, 13.5, 34. So that's one of those pro tips right there. If you write this down, this can be a huge help for those problems. You just have to know how to use it. You can draw on your scratch sheet of paper. Yep. Ashley, great question right there. When the test starts, you can start drawing things out like this to help yourself out. When you get to chapter 5 normal curve, you can draw this out and use your scratch sheet of paper to like help yourself out. You can't bring this to the test, but you can during the test draw this out and then look at things and be like, oh, you want me to find the area above this? Well, it's a z-score of, let's say 1. Well, the area above 1 is what percent? Like you just say like a normal curve with a mean of 70 and a standard deviation of 78. So above 78 would be what? Who knows the area above 78? Who could figure that out? The area above 78 that's got a 78 right there. Who knows this very quickly? If you've been practicing, who knows the area above 78? 16%. And you would add up these numbers here, or you could just do 68 in the middle, 32 outside, 16% above. This only comes with practice. Chapter 5 is very beatable. It's a very like not a big chapter on what we have to do, but it's new material that people haven't done before. So don't let this discourage you. Kelsey, amazing work. I like Kelsey's answer right there. Kelsey took off the components. I really like what Kelsey did. They took off this, and then they took off this, and so they took off the 50% and took off the 34 and found the remaining on the top side. Many, many ways to solve this right here. It's 4 numbers. You're good, fam, right there. 20 points right there. Matthew's got it. Practice. Here's the thing. Anytime when it comes to getting good at something, and I want to say this right here. I'm just going to like flat out say this. You ready for this? Personal opinions with Brian. It's all about putting in that extra effort. When you want to get good at sports, when you want to get in better shape, when you want to get good at playing an instrument, it's all about taking an extra 30 minutes, 45 minutes, putting in that extra effort. Now, I know the world's crazy. The world is absolutely crazy. It's not fun right now. But if you can take an extra 30 minutes, that's what matters most of the time. Just the extra effort. So if you're taking one thing away from this right now, while Brian rambles for a moment, put in a little more extra effort. You are the effort you put in. Exactly, Matthew, right there. If you take and you say, I'm going to spend 30 extra minutes tonight, I'm going to turn off my music, I'm going to turn off my video games, I'm going to turn off the show I got in the background, I'm going to write notes for 30 minutes. And don't sit down and say, I'm going to study for 5 hours, because that is never productive studying. Who has ever studied for 5 hours and been productive? Not me. Who studied for 30 minutes and crammed and figured things out and got things working? Just why not do that regularly? Be like, I'm going to spend 30 minutes right now and pretend like I actually have to learn this, like the test is tomorrow, because it's coming up. So spend that 30 minutes like you're focusing, like you're cramming, and then take a 15-minute break. Benjamin knows what's up right there. Benjamin's got it. Let's find out who's in the lead right here. Orgo right there. Oh God, what happened to the leaderboard? I'll do both right there, yeah. I definitely pulled some all-nighters. Didn't learn the most. I'm talking to past Brian right here. This is Brian from the future. Stop pulling all-nighters. Start preparing early. Question number 18. A stat 201 test is normally distributed with a mean of 75 and a standard deviation of 5. What percent of students make above a 70? Ooh. You don't get the curve anymore, but you do get 67s. Colin, good to see you here. Congratulations, Colin, on everything. Colin is sending pixie dust our way from the Magic Kingdom. Colin's down there in Disney and might even come here. Colin and I might come by to talk about Disney opportunities. Who would be interested in hearing from Colin about Disney and all the opportunities? Well, hopefully Colin will get everything cleared with people. But if you're interested in that, Colin will swing by, talk about Disney and the opportunities and stuff. Marjorie's very interested. DK's very interested. Dustin's interested. Got some people interested about some Disney right here. And we got to hear some Disney stories. Good stuff right there. Colin, thank you so much for visiting from the Magic Kingdom. Disney. So what do you first notice about this? Oh, I applied to Disney. Is that the DCPU? Colin, please. Jace is like, Disney owns ESPN. So again, no. I think a lot of people got it. What was the first thing you noticed about 70? Just turn 70 into something else. What was the first thing you noticed about 70? You should notice this instantaneously about 70. Tell me about 70 really quickly. -1 right there. I know exactly what you're saying. It's one standard deviation below the mean. It's a z-square of -1. So with that knowledge instantaneously, if you do have a drawing, which is our first thing we like to do, if you figure out that 70 is right here, because remember the mean is 75, the standard deviation is 5, which puts it right here, then you're going to go right here. And if you drew something like this out, you would literally just go and trace. Did I make a mistake? Oh, no, I'm on the wrong arrow. Here's the arrow we want. There we go. And there it is right there. Now, this graphic has a lot to it. This is like a major big graphic. But you could also go right here. And I think, I can't remember who was doing this earlier. They did a really good job of explaining. They added 50%. You can't see that. 50% and 34%. That's 84 right there. We want the area above, right? Or is it below? Do we want the area below or above? Yeah, 50 plus 34, yep. And that's a good way of getting it right because it's half of 68. Above, yeah, so 84 right there. Excellent work. And so that's 84. Good practice right there. Draw out your curve. Lots of practice. So memorize these numbers, especially, and they're just mentioning a second ago, these numbers are really great. The 0.15, 2.35, 13.5, and 34. Excellent work. Let's find out who's going to win. We're getting close to the end. About time for lightning round. Remember, there are double points at the end. 90 minutes for the test. 90 minutes for the test. Remember, there are double points at the end, so don't leave. It's anyone's game. Quiz question, 68.95. In truth, it's actually 68.27, 95.449, and 99 point something. So it's 68.27, 95.449. But we don't make you memorize the extra digits. I just get bored every... Not bored. I don't know. I like memorizing numbers. 2.71828182845904523 I forget the rest. I know they got this one. Nice. It's 99.7, and the last number on that is 3. It's 99.7300, I think. That one has a nice rounding on it. Oh, look, 95. I like that right there. Is it going to work? Let's find out if this works. I've never done this before. The next screen, it might be it might not. Let's find out what the next screen is. 8675 and something. That sounds familiar. Sounds vaguely familiar, like my friend Jenny's number or something like that. Oh. You know what this means, everyone? Time for a little Stats 1 Hacker Man lightning round. Let's go right here. Who's ready for the lightning round? I need some I'm ready's in the chat right now. Who's ready for the lightning round? I need some I'm ready's right here. Who's ready for lightning round? 30 seconds, true, false. Maybe test relevant. You never know. Maybe not test relevant. You got kicked out. Code is behind me with everyone saying they're ready. 788-7777. Best code we've ever had for Kahoots. Lightning round, double the points, double the fun. Do you know the questions for the lightning rounds? Well, here we go. Let's do this. Lightning round question number 1. True or false? Double the points. An ordinal number is a quantitative variable that has been sorted in ascending order. That's a watermelon pie chart right there. Maybe a hint, watermelon pie chart in the background. An ordinal number is a quantitative variable that has been sorted in ascending or descending order. Ordinal quantitative? Something about that. Something about that. I like that pie chart right there. That is most definitely what? Most definitely. Oh my gosh. Because pie charts are what, everyone? Pie charts are what? Oh my gosh. What happened? Pie charts are what? Pie charts are what? This is the hint or the trick. Oh no. There's still lots of points on the table. This is craziness. An ordinal number is a quantitative variable. Ordinals are categorical. Ordinals are categorical. You've been bamboozled. Ordinals are categorical variables. Ordinals are categorical variables. Let's continue on. This is about to be some craziness. Be ready, be quick. Let's do this. We're putting on our own music. Here we go. A little chill music. Chill out. We got this. You ready? Let's do this. True or false? Double the points. Double the fun. Quantitative variables must be numeric. Something that is quantitative must be numeric. You think I'm trying to trick you on every one of these now? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe all these questions are tricked. The whole test is tricks. Just do the opposite of what you think now. But that's a histogram. Histograms display one quantitative variable. And quantitative numbers must be actual real numbers that we can take differences on. So something quantitative must be numeric. Does that make sense? Who's with me on this? Who's with me on this? That quantitative variables must be numeric. Who's with me on that? Anyone else with me on those quantitative variables being numeric? They have to be real numbers. You have to do math on them. So they are real numbers. But let's compare and contrast. Let's use on the leaderboard. Anyone's game right now. It's anyone's game. Because how about this for double the points? I like that. A variable that consists of a number is always quantitative. So now we have numbers, like what state you were born in. So now we have, like, Brian's born in state 38. That's New York. New York. I have my coffee up in New York. Get my coffee mug. Says I'm a doctor. Most definitely false. Because can't fool you. Because not everything that's a number from New York, awesome. I lived there until I was like 4 or something. So I got a little bit of accent. Sometimes say like water, things like that. A little interesting accent sometimes. I am from New York. I'm actually from New York, yep. Getting near the end here. Lightning round. I'm telling you, Snowy Ferret. It's close. Gotta hang on here. You got it, Melanie. Let's get Melanie to double digits. No more triple digits, Melanie. You got this. You ready, Melanie? Here we go. True or false? Double the points. A bar chart is a good way to visualize and identify a variable. A bar chart is a good way to visualize identifiers. Bar charts are good ways to visualize identifiers. Like I'm like having a heart attack in the background right here, making sure I click the right answer. My mom's from the Bronx. Bar charts are good ways to visualize identifiers. Who knows the thing for identifiers? Do you remember from early on? What did Brian say about identifiers? Boom, Alyssa knows right there. Don't graph some identifiers. Don't be graphing identifiers. Your mom is from the Bronx too? That's a different Natasha, I think. We had Natasha last semester. Don't visualize identifier. Don't visualize identifiers. You just don't visualize them. They're used to identify. That should be called the matrix. So we don't visualize identifiers. Do not visualize identifier. From Buffalo? I think I had a cousin go to SUNY Buff. Straight University of New York, Buffalo. Ooh, last song of the night right here. We'll play one of my favorite chill songs right here. So, is this the right one? Nah, that one's too sad. Here we go. Last song. You ready? Let's do this. It's anyone's game. Top 50, Josh. You got this, man. Play some hype music. What's going to be hype? It's not too hype. No, these are like my fear music up here. No. We're going to take 2 seconds. I'll play this. This is my hype music, right? Here we go. Last question of the night. Time for...
Tiny Brian. Woo! Everyone, let's do this. Here we go. True or false? You better not put in the wrong answer, Brian. There is sometimes a good reason to remove outliers. I'm an outlier. Don't remove me. No, stop. Don't do that. Don't remove me. Is there sometimes a good reason? Sometimes? Like, ever? Ever a good reason? Puppet Shark, what do you say? I trust Puppet Shark. I'd also trust Tiny Puppet Shark. They're giving you hints. There is sometimes a good reason to remove outliers. That's a hint. And the answer is... yeah! There is sometimes a reason to remove outliers. I'm Tiny Brian. You didn't know, but I got... Where's my parrot at? Yeah, Tiny Brian's parrot. Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's do this. Tiny Brian's parrot and Tiny Brian. Let's find out who won. Now, please remember, my voice is going to change.
Please remember, if you won, to email me and take a screenshot. But email me if you won and send me a screenshot and make sure I know, and I'll email you back, and make sure you get your Amazon gift card. Good stuff right there. Make sure you email me. Great job, top 5 right there.
Tiny Brian back. Here we go. Oh, we don't got the... There we go. Brian's lemur. Excellent work. You're welcome, Ashley. I'm Tiny Brian, though. Agile Tita. Great work. And Snowy Ferret. Wow, coming up in the lead right there. Great job. Third place, Victoria V. Great job. Woo! Make sure to email Brian, not Tiny Brian. Email regular Brian. Great job, everybody. Little parrot. Go. What are you gonna do, parrot? You're gonna... What are you doing? Wait, where are you going? Parrot, you go. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Thank you. You good parrot. Don't fly away. Where am I gonna go? Tiny Brian. Away.
Great job, everybody. Excellent work. I know. We've had a lot of review. These were the big ones missed tonight. The outlier question was missed. A lot of people make sure to know your centers and spreads. Your Brian, I just want to say thank you so much, Matthew. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I appreciate the thing. I mean, that means a lot to me. And we reviewed a lot tonight, and I appreciate so many people being here. I was worried I was going to log on. There'd be like 8 people. But it really means a lot to me that you like Tiny Brian right there. Last semester, like protect Tiny Brian. That was one of my favorite things. Everyone makes their own stuff, and we got Mewbot here to help out. Never sued. Thank you so much, Savannah. I appreciate that. So everyone, we just stay positive right here, and we work hard. And if you have questions, let me know. I want to put this in the chat right here real quick before we drive off. But make sure you know about the review options that we have. So review 1, Mewbot's going to show us the review right there. Mewbot, as we know, is our friendly neighborhood, unless he's evil, Mewbot. We don't want that. You good, Mewbot? You good?
I am Mewbot.
He's good in the background right there. I know, it flew by, didn't it? Craziness. I played some Pokemon this morning, came back, did some review. Thank you so much, Cameron. I appreciate that. Now we're here to have some fun. You're welcome, Sophia. I know who's getting a good... Oh, thank you so much. Well, we appreciate it. I don't know. People can dislike it. It's interaction. They're actually helping us out. Anytime, let me just say this. If you do want to help out, like you can always like the stream. You can always add comments. You'd be shocked. That actually helps us in the algorithm. Thank you so much, Claire. I appreciate that. People show that. People send me like a picture of like their cat like watching the stream and like watching me. But I really think everyone really makes my night to have positivity. We're here to have fun. We're here to learn. Let's end with just a little bit of fun. You said Wacky Wednesdays. I like the buttons I have. You're welcome, Brianna. It's not Wacky Wednesdays. It can be Wacky Wednesdays any day. Let me head over here to my car and we'll end. I put it on different screens. I gotta not put things in different spots and I forget where they're at. That's got it, everybody. So on behalf of Stat21 Hackerman, we're just gonna overuse this tonight. Let's go right here. Yeah, everyone, it's been great. 3 hours just flew by. It is time for us to go. 1 second right here. Got to get my car ready. Wait, where's my car going? Ah! You can remove outliers if they're like misentered data. If data's misentered, you can remove those outliers. So if data's like entered improperly, remove those outliers, but don't remove them because you don't like them. And sometimes do the analysis with and without those outliers. Back, Ditto knows where we're going. We're going back to the past. Going some 88 miles per hour right here. Where's my... No! Wait. Here we go. Yeah, bye everybody. Woo! Have a great evening. I think I was in reverse too, Olivia. Bye everyone. Back to the future we go.